So plotting a course should be interesting. We've got this valley here that seems to lead right into the heart of the plateau, but we still have to ascend the plateau. And we could probably accomplish that from somewhere up that river, or we could come at it from the other side, maybe up the plateau that way. I think what we're going to do is we are going to explore upstream that way and look for a place to start ascending the plateau inside there. And to get down there, we will go down through Melka's tower to emerge by the road, but we will do it after dark so that we can cross that road without being seen by any travelers. And then we will have to get across the river. There seems to be some stones and stuff like that. We may have a better chance of getting across the river dry there than any place else, but if it looks like it's going to be dicey, better to strip down and swim across and have dry clothing on the other side than to risk getting wet that early in the trip. Alright, so if we look, it's only about 2:30 in the afternoon. Let's have a little something to eat here. Some chicken, an apple, a little cheese, and a swig of mead. That gets us pretty much set. So we're going to get some sleep right now. And we're going to put this fire out. And we are going to use our bedroll. Sleep. Alright, so it's 2:30. If we get maybe 7 hours, that's plenty of rest. And that'll get us down to the road before, or well after, what I think would be reasonable travel time for people, even if they're traveling by night. It'll be after 9 or 10 p.m., so that's a good thing. All right. Put the light out. All right. Now we're going to pack our backpack up. So let's talk just briefly about fighting style. We've been kind of messing around, experimenting with some different things, but I've decided to do something a little bit different. And I have changed up what my plan is here. Let's invest in stamina. Right? So far, we've invested in archery and light armor and sneak. And I've elected to continue that trend. I've decided I am not going to invest in one-handed or two-handed. And that Ettient is going to be a bow and dagger fighter. And the dagger does not benefit in any way from one-handed perk bonuses. It benefits from sneak, which we're already investing in, and it benefits from alchemy to some degree, in that the marksman potions, or true shot potions, that we would normally equate with bonuses on archery, also apply bonuses to our work with the dagger. So we are going to be focused on dagger, so probably dual wielding daggers, and bow. And there will be some ways that we'll be able to enhance this combat style going forward. So we've got a perk to spend, and I'm thinking that I want to spend it on sneak, because so much of what we're going to be doing now is going to be focused on surveillance. Sneak attacks with one-handed weapons deal 100% more damage. Sneak attacks with any other weapon or fists deal 25% more damage. Okay, this is a necessity. We're wanting to get up to Assassin's Blade and Sneak Attack and stuff. I feel like this fighting style, the reason that I chose it is because I think this fighting style is going to be more interesting, and I think it also makes our sneak skill more relevant. So I'm anticipating some fun with this as we kind of work out the details of our technique. All right, let's head out. Look how much better we are equipped than we were even just a week ago when we came into the Reach. Kind of amazing. All right. I don't think we need to talk to Melka this time around. This is all still empty. Anything new here? No. See, what I like about this too is we've got like bales of straw. We can come down here and pull straw out of this. So when you look at like those rough bed rolls and stuff like that where it's pelts and straw, I imagine him coming down here and grabbing, you know, bags full of straw to bring up and put into his campsite and stuff like that. It occurred to me after we kind of made this deal with Melka that a good name for our spot might have been Melka's Roost also. And one of the things that we had this interesting discussion about was the idea of how does a person know what different potions are. There was a lot of great feedback there. One of my favorite things was the idea that you could pop the cap off and smell it and kind of understand what it was based on that, your sense of smell. And so much of your sense of smell is intertwined with your sense of taste. That makes perfect sense. The other thing that occurred to me as well is that, you know, the idea that we might be able to periodically go down to the tower and talk to Melka, and she might tell us what different things are. So I think this idea that there's some kind of a relationship with Melka going forward is an interesting one, which I like. It's like he's got a knowledgeable ally right in the Reach. All right. Just as we planned, 10:30. Okay, we are going to beat it right across here. Look at that. Here's the rocks that we saw from the crow's nest. Way up there. There's our tree. I love that. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Dry. Woo, I love it. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save here. All right, we better equip our bow. Plenty of stone arrows now. We're loaded. There's a massive structure down here, and remember, we saw that massive structure a couple of episodes ago when we were crossing this bridge over here. Now we're going to be able to get a closer look at it, and if there's one thing we've learned about the Reach is these massive ancient structures attract Forsworn. So we're going to have to be careful about that. And these crabs as well. Clearing a path. Wow, look at that. All right. We need to start ascending, and I would rather do it sooner if we can. Let's see what we can learn here. Let's get a better look at this structure. There seems to be a trail. Oh, there's movement. Distant. It could be Forsworn. It's hard to tell from here. We need to keep going up. We need to get higher. Etienne's general battle philosophy is, whenever possible, attack from above. Look at, we've got multiple fires. We've got a lot of wooden structures that have been added on to the ruins, so it's obviously a sizable and active camp. We just don't know who it is who's there. We're not close enough to be able to make out any detail, I don't think. Remember, the main purpose of our mission right now is just to get the lay of the land, and we're doing surveillance. This is our first foray into the heart of the plateau. And look at how vast it looks. It's incredible. Okay, here we've got a structure, and we've been able to watch this from right across the valley. Alright, let's try our survival skill instincts and see if it tells us anything. We've been going up levels pretty quickly. Especially since getting the Lover's Stone, obviously, as well. Oop, there's somebody. But I really feel like this is just a cool reflection of Etienne getting his legs back under him again, getting back in shape physically, engaging his brain, you know? After so much time spent in a dark cell with probably limited stimulation, if any. Now he's out in the field and he's seeing he's seeing things, he's smelling the smells, he's back in amongst the wilderness, and I feel like that would have the effect of just really energizing him and speeding up the healing of this sort of mental atrophy that would have taken place during all that time. Okay. We need to get a look at our enemy here. There was one in the back. There he is.
Someone there?
It's a woman. And it's a mage. Sit tight.
I guess I was just hearing things.
And we heard a sword. We've got at least 2 enemies. Based on the sneak peek that we've seen, they don't appear to be Forsworn. They don't look like they're equipped like Forsworn. That's our perch right there. All right. We got to think about our options here. I would like to see if we could secure this little ruin. So let's see what we've got for... Okay. Well, we've got some stamina poison. Let's not use that until I don't want to use the stamina poison until I'm sure that I'm firing at whoever drew the sword. And I think that our female opponent is the one who's the mage. If we're going to make this count too, we should switch from our hunting arrows to something... Do we have anything more deadly? We do, right? Orcish arrows? Yes. Significantly better. Alright, here we go. What we need to do is, I'd like to find a way to separate them. Here we go. That worked out well. Wasn't planned, but we'll take it. Look at that. Studded armor. Is that better than ours? Nope. It is not. But it's certainly better than the Forsworn armor. Alright. Okay, their friend wandered off and hasn't come back. But it's been a short time. So... right in the brain pan. But that's 2 down now, and we've still got our stealth intact, which leaves the mage left. We'll take the arrows. Everything else we don't need. Oh, in one ear, out the other. Nicely done. Okay, let's make sure we've secured everything. All right. Right, I think we're good. That's good, we can take that. All right. All right, this is great. All right, let's take a look at where we're at. Got any wood supplies here? No. Let's go gather some wood. Got a specific little plan here. We've got 4 pieces of deadwood. Alright, this is a nice little space. However, it's also a really prominent space. It's not the kind of space where we would actually choose to camp or anything like that unless we were desperate. Because it's going to attract... It's going to attract people. Okay. What I'm going to do is we snap off or yank out our orcish arrow. And we plant in its place a forsworn arrow. That's my way of kind of saying what he would do is yank out his arrow and cram into the hole a forsworn arrow to try to doctor the scene up, if you will. We're going to do the same thing here. Even if I can't pull the arrow off, I imagine Etienne snapping it off as low as he can and cramming something in there. So we're just trying to dress the scene so it looks like these people were killed by Forsworn and not by somebody else who's made an incursion into their space. I'm only thinking about that because these people are obviously not Forsworn, they're bandits, and somehow they're operating freely in an area that's crawling with Forsworn. So, we're just being cautious. Okay, there's the next level to our plateau. Okay, I feel reasonably confident that our flank is covered here, so let's see if we can get a better look at that huge camp. Oh, look at that. There's a campfire there. This is a major trail, so we're going to get off of that trail as quickly as we can. Just get across it and up the other side. Forsworn.
What was that?
Got some kind of an upper Forsworn camp here. That was unexpected. Now we know this is definitely Forsworn, and it's massive. So they're basically infesting this valley here. They've commandeered this whole place and made it into a giant encampment. It's possible that this area above here is a lookout. Maybe they're monitoring this trail. I don't know. Okay. Next order of business is understanding what we've got going here. We need to find a spot where we can safely monitor what's going on in these places. Somewhere that's concealed, somewhere where we've got a good view, and we can get to with relative ease when we need to. So I'm looking at this high ground up here, wondering what our options are. Can we get over here? I don't know. Be tough. Etienne's got strong fingers. Looking for a handhold. Come on. Come on. Not here. All right. This looks like we might have better luck here. Yeah. Okay. This area is kind of inaccessible. There's a little landing kind of area there, but I think it's way too close to that camp, so we've got to find a better spot. Got to be someplace where we can observe without worrying who's at our backs, so. All right. Look at that moonlight. Oh, it's the best. Okay. Come on, you mountain goat. Hey, that reminds me, I had put in the comments of the last video, in episode 11, I don't know if you noticed, but... Ooh, this is kind of a neat spot here, too. Although we can only see one thing. There were multiple NPCs during that last episode who referred to Ettient as a hound. Or a hound dog. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that image. So we might adopt that a little bit, actually, as a bit of a moniker. Okay, we've got structures here. All right, there's a tent. Well, this is interesting. Ettient the Hound. Hound of the Reach. There you go. And I kind of like it because it's... You know, a hound can be a hunting dog. A hound is another way that people refer to people who are investigators or sleuths, and if there's one thing that he's been doing in the last few adventures, it's been trying to put all the pieces together, you know? So I like that idea a lot, and we'll probably use that. Alright. So we are very near to the top of the plateau. We've actually found, inadvertently, we found an access point. So at some point, if we need to attack, we've got kind of a concealed way to get within bowshot. Look at that, we're practically on top of them. More tents here. So this is a useful access point. It's not as useful in terms of observation. So this was time well spent, because at some point we're probably going to have to do an infiltration or an attack here. And knowing that we have access through this back door is a good thing. However, we still need to find a good overwatch point for that camp. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming along on this adventure of The Passage, featuring Ettient, the Hound of the Reach. I will see you next time.